All right, fam, buckle in. Here's your full, rewritten, tightened, cleaned up, punchier version of the whole piece. Right around your target length and keeping that same J9E style commentary energy, rewrite approx. 1353 words. Look, I need y'all to grab your popcorn because Tiffany has done it again. And when I say again, I mean the kind of again where you're staring at your screen like, girl, what is this now? So here's where we're at. Tiffany is now announcing that her book, yes, that book is supposed to be coming out in November. Don't worry though, if you paid $100 back in June, when that mystery website went live trying to sell pre-orders for $99, $99, she's got you. In 4 installments for a book that does not exist in any physical dimension. If you just couldn't wait to have something that was never written, never printed, never even seen in the wild, no problem. It's just for easy payments of $25. It's giving late-night infomercial for a product that ships in 6 to 8 business lifetimes. Anyway, hey y'all, it's your girl's celeb news. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this video, get in the comments, because this one is messy with a capital M, and trust me, you're gonna have thoughts. Now, listen, we support all entrepreneurs, right? We support people trying to do better with their lives. And technically, Tiffany is not in office anymore, so she cannot directly cause harm to any city budget or small business owner in her zip code. That's already a win for society. Recently, I did a video about her new store, the one people keep insisting is in Atlanta, even though I'm like, be serious. That thing looks a whole lot like Dalton or Calumet City, Atlanta where the background is screaming Midwest strip mall. But okay, she's got a new business, and this is her branding. It is. Choice. A phoenix, rising out of water, coming, out of ashes, swimming, flying, fighting for its life. The whole thing looks confused, but so is she, so honestly it matches the vibe. Anyway, congrats Tiffany. Truly, if this store works out for you, amazing. Please stay busy. Please stay booked and busy. Please stay so busy you forget what the words public office even mean. Amid this little boutique tour, she gave us, in what looks suspiciously like the old Camel's Closet inventory, she casually mentions her book again. And that's what we're talking about today. It's because now my radar is pinging. You bring up this book out of nowhere, you give it a brand new release date, and I'm just here like, girl, didn't we already live through this timeline? So let's rewind. Like all the way back to the very first whisper of this book ever existing. This is June. She's outside the courthouse with Kamal after yet another court session. Not a criminal one of the professional ones. You know, lawsuits, allegations, the usual. And as always, she whips out the camera like she's filming the season finale of her own reality show. And this is the exact moment, with the courthouse literally behind her, that she decides to tell the world. My book is coming out. I'm doing a book tour soon, and we're all collectively like, what book? She never mentioned a book before. Ever. Not once. She mentioned an album. Yes, the soundtrack she wanted to make for the cinematic universe of Tiffany Henyard, the movie. But a book? Brand new concept? So that's June. The first time the book enters the chat. Then a couple of weeks later, boom, she drops a Facebook post showing what she claims is the actual book cover. This graphic. This piece of clip art energy. This Canva template she slapped her face onto. But wait, she didn't just post the cover. She posted the ordering link. Yes, she did. A whole website claiming you could pre-order this imaginary book. And the price? $1.99 for a book that existed nowhere. Not in print, not in sample form, not even in the same universe as reality. But yet, there it was. $99. $99, and it came with a release date. August. Y'all, August came, August went. Nitrogen monoxide book materialized. Instead, we got something even funnier. She marked it as sold out. How you running out of something that never existed? How you sold out of air? Who bought it? The Avengers? People from the multiverse? The proof is right there. When she posted the sold out screenshot, the price was still listed as $99. $99? A $100 ghost book? Then suddenly, magically, the price changed. It was on sale for $59.99. because apparently the nothingness was discounted. Inflation hit the imaginary items too, I guess. Now, maybe you're thinking, Mama, who cares? It's silly. No. See, it's not just silly. It's a pattern. 'Cause let's revisit what Tiffany said outside that courthouse that day. She said her father was opening a restaurant. She was writing a book. She and her daughter were writing a children's book. None of these things became stores. So explain to me why suddenly she's running a boutique full of what looks suspiciously like leftover Camel merchandise with a phoenix fighting water on the wall. But here's the part that's really sending me. She brought the book back up. Again. With a new release date, as if we all forgot the first one. And listen, I want to support her new business ventures. I really do. Because if she's selling clothes, that means she's not trying to run a township. That is beautiful for humanity. You can overprice a shirt. It's between you and your customers. Ain't nobody dying over a $40 graphic tee. That's their choice. But when you start taking money for a product that doesn't exist, when you start announcing release dates that never come, when you keep moving the goalpost every few months, that's not entrepreneurship. That's kicking a can down a very long, very dusty road. So here we are. Tiffany now says the book is coming out in November. November, huh? That's convenient. Far enough away that people forget. Close enough to pretend it's almost ready. But here's the thing. If this book doesn't drop in November, and, physically drop into somebody's mailbox, then we're stepping into a whole new level of girl. Stop. Because this isn't just, oops, I'm behind. This is announcing a book in June, setting an August release, selling pre-orders, changing the price, marking it sold out, never producing the product, and then re-announcing the same book months later with a fresh date like it's a sneaker drop at this point. The only thing being launched is confusion. This is why we need to keep track, because when she says my book is coming, we gotta remember she said that already. And then nothing happened. And if she's doing this again, new date, new promise, new hype, then baby, it's giving kick the can, it's giving delay the inevitable. It's giving I'll say anything if it keeps people watching. So that's why we're here. We're reviewing the timeline. We're checking the receipts. We're following the bouncing ball of this imaginary book, because November is coming fast. And if this thing don't drop, then this whole saga becomes the funniest plot twist Tiffany has ever written, even if she never actually writes a book. All right, y'all, let's just get right into it, because Tiffany Dunn stepped into a whole new chapter of girl. What are you even doing? And honestly, at this point, it's not even surprising. It's just consistent. So here's the situation. Tiffany has now opened up this brand new store, or store. Depending on how generous you're feeling, and during the grand opening, she once again brings up her infamous, mystical, long-awaited book, the same book that has existed in conversation only. The same book that has never touched a printer, a publisher, a PDF, or a thought-out outline. But here she goes, bless her heart, announcing to everybody that this book is coming out very soon. And I want y'all to hear exactly how she put it. A lot of y'all don't know my book. My book will be everywhere next month, November. It'll be on Amazon, Walmart, everywhere. Barnes and Noble. Now let me paint this picture for you, because the moment she said that, her daddy looked at her like, "Girl, are you really still out here saying this stuff out loud?" His whole face was giving, this right here. This is how you keep getting into mess. That's the look. That's the fatherly look of a man who has watched his child talk herself into, through and around nonsense one too many times. And the boyfriend? Baby, the boyfriend was nowhere in sight. Kamal. Missing. Gone. Vanished. Like the book itself. But I do know where his old inventory is hanging neatly inside her new store. But anyway, so here she is, once again announcing a November release date for this phantom book. And don't worry if you paid $100 back in June when she randomly threw up that little website. You're still covered. You remember that website? The one selling the non-existent book for $99? 99? Yeah, that one. The same one that also offered Klarna. Because in case you really couldn't wait to have a book that wasn't real, you could finance your delusion in 4 easy payments of $25. 4 easy payments of $25. For a book that was never going to show up, Never has. Never did. See, here's the thing. If Tiffany wants to move on with her life and open up a store, be a businesswoman, do her Phoenix, Ising from whatever branding, then truly I support it. I genuinely do. The girl has ambition. That part of her has never been in question. Tiffany will chase her own dreams even when the dreams are confused, incoherent, illegal, or completely fabricated. She will back her own ideas 100%, even when the ideas need to be taken outside and reconsidered. But I firmly believe Sis has flown just a bit too close to the illegal sun. Because what she's been doing lately? Baby, it's towing a very thin line. She's walking that tightrope of, is it a business? Or is it a crime? And every time she talks, the rope starts wobbling. Let's talk fraud. Because if you're on the internet loudly selling a book that you have absolutely no intention of ever producing, that's not entrepreneurship. That's fraud with lipstick on it. I said this in my previous video. If Tiffany keeps bringing up this book, she'll better at least be working on a pamphlet somewhere. 5 pages stapled together, something, because at minimum, she's going to need to mail out something to the people who paid her real American currency. Because the fraud? It's looking nasty. And the moment she brought it up again at that grand opening, my eyebrow went straight up. Because her repeating it, doubling down on it, keeps funneling new people into believing this product exists, which keeps funneling their money into something that is literally nothing. And that's dangerous. Also, I just want to know, how do you put something on sale that never released? How do you discount an item that never existed? Who said, you know what? That nothing is a little overpriced. Can I get the nothing for cheaper? But let me be clear, I don't want Tiffany to fail. I don't want to see her crash and burn. I want to one day walk into a store, see Tiffany Henyard on a tag and say, look at you, girl. Look at you doing something good. Proud of you. Please stay away from political office forever, though, because that is where she messes up people's lives. Tiffany can't lead nobody. She can't manage nobody. She needs to be the boss of herself, working alone, making decisions alone, answering to nobody but her own reflection. That's truly her best lane. So this store? This could actually be good for her. But that book, girl, that book is a disaster waiting to happen. She needs to whip up a little pamphlet, turn that website off immediately, gather the list of people who paid, and send them their 4-page book like, here you go, enjoy. I never said how long it would be. Mail it out. Move on. Because if she keeps promising a book with no intention of delivering a book, prison is not off the table. Not because she's being hunted, she's not. Nobody in law enforcement is thinking about her right now. FBI, state, county, nobody's worried about Tiffany at this very moment. But the second she keeps doing weird stuff like selling invisible merchandise, baby, she's going to shine that spotlight right on herself. You don't want attention until suddenly you have all the attention. So let's go down the timeline real quick. Early June, right after court, she randomly announces she's writing a book. First time ever she says it. About a week and a half later, boom, she posts a whole website, whole cover design, whole price, $99.99. Then she changes the price. Then she marks it sold out. Then she says it will drop in August. August comes, nothing. Now she's saying November. She's too bold. It makes no sense. She really believes she can fast talk her way out of anything. But Tiffany is not nearly as bright as she thinks she is. She is charismatic, absolutely. If you say she's not charismatic, you're lying. She's bubbly, loud in a cheerful way, smiley, talkative. Even if some of it is fake, she knows how to turn it on. She has charisma. She does not have strategy. She could be doing so much better than scamming folks with a pretend book. She could build a whole real brand if she wanted. But right now, she's acting like a woman who learned the wrong lessons from hustle culture. And here's some real advice for her. Tiffany, girl, drop the address of your store. How are people supposed to shop with you if they can't find you? You opened a store and didn't tell anybody where it is. That's insane. Managing a business means letting people know how to get inside the building. If you want customers, you need a location, not a mystery. At this point, it's making me think the store, just like Kamel's old stores, might be a front. It's giving laundering spot. Just a theory, but the vibes are vibing. Look, if she could clean up her life, she could genuinely succeed. The world could be hers. But if she keeps this nonsense up, prison is the next stop on the tour she keeps promising. All right, y'all, behave. We're going to keep an eye on this. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you know the store's address? Do you think she's going to turn her life around? Or do you think jail is still on the horizon? Because I don't want her in jail. I just want her out of government forever. She shouldn't be in charge of people's lives. It's weird. She's weird. The whole energy is weird. But Mama loves you. Yes, she'll do. Peace. Yes, she'll do. Peace.